All right. Welcome to the only tier list that matters for season 4. I'm tired of all these terrible takes. All these people have no idea what they're talking about. So I'm going to set the record straight. First of all, first rule of this tier list there is no high elo versus low elo tier list. Okay? Any character can be one tricked all the way to Celestial, all the way to one above all, if you're really good. That doesn't really reflect the character's strength or weaknesses. In the same way, I can hack really hard on the strongest character in the game. I can give hella wall hacks and aim hacks and damage hacks and all this stuff. But if I give the controller or the keyboard to my mom, she's not getting out of silver. Okay? Any character played perfectly is S tier. Any character where you're brain dead is D tier. Okay? So there's any YouTuber or streamer who insists on there being a high elo ranking and then a low elo ranking, they're stupid. None of their opinion matters, no matter what rank they are, no matter how long they've been doing this. It's an incredibly stupid thing to even suggest. Okay? Your job is to create an objective view of a character's strength. Not, oh, if you play it super well or if you play it super bad. Don't do any of that. Also, second rule no team ups. Team ups don't matter. Okay? Because they exist outside of the single character, they involve your team. Okay? And it doesn't matter how good a team up is. Like Hulk's team up with everyone is like really strong, but if your Namor sucks, or if your Black Panther sucks, his team up doesn't really do anything. Okay, so team ups do not reflect a character strength either. They exist outside of the character. The only thing that does matter is like season bonuses, because that's like they just get like 10% more damage or 10% more healing, whether the team up is even in the game or not. So that stuff matters, but team ups don't matter, and there's no high rank, low rank tier lists. Okay? All right, we're gonna get through this real fast. Adam Warlock, uh, D tier. He kind of sucks. Okay, he does a lot of damage. He links people. He can heal people with a click of his fingers, but he has a result. It's not great. You know what I mean? Like, why would you want an ult that only works when people have died? You should just play a support that stops them from dying. Very situational, very not good, and he does a lot of damage. He's also not very mobile, which is also a big problem. Black Panther, uh, B tier. B tier for Black Panther. Black Panther is a character who is super linear. Okay? If you see him coming, you can avoid him, you can do stuff. But if you don't see him coming, he can often one shot you before you even have time to react. It's very annoying to play against a good Black Panther. But good Black Panthers are kind of rare. They have to be really fast on their 720s, or whatever, 360s. They got to dash one way, turn around, dash the other way. It is annoying. He's super linear. His hitbox is also like the size of a hallway. It's the whole thing. Impossible to avoid. Uh, but if you see him coming and you know he's in the game, you just play differently. And he's not too bad to deal with. He also kind of struggles against flyers. People who get really good with him can dominate lobbies, but he's not that strong on his own, and most of the Black Panthers you run into are not going to be that oppressive. Black Widow, D tier. She needs a lot of support to help her work, and it's honestly so weird how weak she is. She can't one shot without Mantis or without any other damage boost. She also has like no abilities. Her movement is like the worst one in the game, where it's like she has a run. It's like stamina based. You can jump. It's like, all right, Captain America can do all that, and he doesn't have a stamina bar. He can just do it. She can also she can only jump forward, so it's like if you're running away for someone, you have to turn around, run, jump, turn around in midair, just try and shoot them, turn around back to keep running. It's very awkward. She does have a cool combo to get people off her, like Black Panther. She can kick him, zip up to him, and then headshot him now because she has that. She reloads her gun, so that's cool. But her entire kit is so gimped. I mean, if you compare how many abilities she has like none. She doesn't really have any damage abilities. I mean, my biggest problem with her, and the way you can see how gimped she is, compare her batons to Moon Knight's batons. Moon Knight never batons. Okay, he never switches to his batons. He never uses them, but he has them because in the comics and in the show he has them. She also has batons. Her batons don't do anything. His batons knock you up on the third hit. She doesn't even have poison on her batons or anti-healing. She has nothing on her batons. It makes no sense to me. Honestly, I would rework her completely. I think our Punisher team up, that was cool, where she can shoot very fast. I would honestly make her more like that. I would decrease her damage a ton. I would make it so she can't even headshot. I would make it so she has a way more rapid fire attack, and she gives like an anti healing on. Maybe it'll go through shields, and that's how I would make her. Maybe give her grenades. You know what I mean? She needs a lot of stuff, a lot of love, because right now she is definitely the weakest character. And she kind of has to be, because if she could one shot like Widowmaker in Overwatch, or if the damage buffs got so popular that she could reliably do it, you know, she'd be super impressive. You peek around the corner, you die. It's not fun. But so I think that she's a staple because they've always had a character like that, so they feel like they need to have one also. But it's just lame. That whole character archetype is lame, and I don't think it's good for the game, and I think it should be kind of reworked out. I think her Punisher team should be how she kind of normally is: less damage, no headshot ability, but she can do reliable bop 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 damage. Give her grenades. That's what I would do. Iron Fist, B tier. Iron Fist is the most mobile, most tankiest diver in the whole game. He has a quadruple jump, a wall run, uh, a passive with his attacks that pull him to his targets. He is insane. Uh, and the only thing that can nerf him that they have done is his damage, because you can't have a character who can do everything, right? He can heal, he gets bonus armor, he can parry attacks. He literally has no weaknesses. There's not a single support that can successfully get away from him, if by himself, or even duel him at all, unless the Iron Fist is brain dead. So his damage has to be nerfed, and then his ult buffs up his damage so he can actually kill people. But typically, Iron Fist isn't that good. If you're a support, you just have to run to teammates. He takes a while to kill you, and good Iron Fists are hard to come by, and they complain a lot. Iron Fists, they complain a lot about the damage. It's like, dude, you have everything you need: quadruple jump, wall run, a dashing attack, healing, a parry. Like, come off it. Why are you so complaining that you can't instantly kill supports every time flawlessly? It's ridiculous that that's what they complain about. Okay? So, I mean, divers are just the worst players in the game by far. And they complain the most out of everybody. But it's insane to me. All right, Captain America. Believe it or not, also B tier. We are sticking with the Bs. Captain America is a good diver. He can kill people semi-quickly. He has a lot of tricks you can do. Shield slam, you throw the shield to the ground. There's a lot of stuff you can do. He's crazy mobile, and he has a fine shield. He can run and jump. Even though he's been nothing but nerfed, he's still good. Still fine. Middle of the road. He kind of struggles at being a normal tank, like being a front line, being on pushing carts, contesting carts. He's really much more of a diver. And while he can do things like reflect Iron Man's ult with his shield, he can do cool stuff like that. That is very rare. His shield, he just never does it. He can just never pull it off. I don't know if it's very difficult. I think it's because his shield has a cooldown, like all the other shield tanks besides Strange, But yeah, you can just kill him most of the time. He's kind of a nightmare for supports, but he's not too bad, not too strong. He's fine. Probably needs a buff. Cloak and Dagger, A tier. Most supports are going to be an A tier above because they're supports. Supports are the strongest ults in the game. Cloak and Dagger just has a lot of counter ability. Really, you got Magneto ult, you got Iron Man ult that can reliably kill her. You have even Black Widows with Mantis can just headshot her out of her ult. Same thing with Hawkeye. And a lot of people are wise to her game and they can kind of take her out. Her cloak is good. She can avoid a lot of stuff. She has reliable healing. If nothing too crazy. She does kind of struggle a bit with divers if she doesn't have her bubble. So normally if you're a diver, you dive in, you get her bubble, you run away, and then you come right back when you get full health, you get her health back or something. And then she kind of just dies. Her ult is still good. 4 dashes, a lot of trail, a lot of distance. A lot of healing. Still very strong. Yeah, she's fine. Groot is probably A tier. Probably A tier. Probably B tier. Probably A tier. Nah, he's B tier. See, Groot's B tier because he does a lot of damage. He's good at doing damage. The problem with Groot is he's not mobile, and he's really bad playing backwards. It's really hard for him to move backwards. He's really good playing aggressive. He goes forward, he locks off their tanks from getting heals, and then your team can kill the tanks, and then you can just kind of roll people. He's also a setup character. He needs to set up his walls, which if your diver, like if your healer's getting dived and you need to set up like one or two walls in order to kill them quick enough, it could be very difficult to do that in the 1 second you have before Black Panther kills everybody to set up all your walls. So that kind of holds him back. He's a little slow, both in offense and defense. But if you can play aggressively with him, you move forward, you put the walls behind him, you kill everybody. He's very good at that. But he has a lot of weaknesses. Wolverine counters him a lot. He struggles with flyers. But he is a tank who can, when he lands his ult on two people, he can reliably kill them. He puts his walls down behind him, both walls. He throws his grenade. If one other teammate is helping you kill them, they're dead. So he's definitely strong. But he's not that strong, especially because his walls can get broken by a lot of a lot of people. And those people are very common right now, like Punisher, Bucky. They can break walls pretty quickly. So that's all to say about Groot, really. Hawkeye, first S tier. Hawkeye, still great. One-shotting, headshot people. He's got good mobility. He's got knockback. He can double jump. He's got an ult that's pretty good. He's good against flyers. There are a lot of flyers. And Hawkeye is still one of the characters who can just change the game. If he gets a pick headshot, that changes the whole course of the game right there. If you can reliably get one or two picks at the start of fights or at the start of point contestants. Even if you do nothing else, even if you have low damage the rest of the game, if on the first and last point you headshot the healer, that can be enough to win the game. 2 final hits, you know what I mean? 2, 4 final hits, low amount of final hits, and he won the game. Kind of crazy. Hela, S tier, still the strongest. Crazy damage, good mobility, good ult, survivability. She's still awesome. Hulk, also B tier. Hulk is really a character who is defined by his team ups, just because his team ups are so strong. But he's not that good. He jumps into the back line. He can kill him kind of quickly. But if he gets hit by any amount of CC, he loses his jump charge and he has to recharge. So as long as people save their CC for his jumps and they can reliably hit him, you can kind of just kill him when he gets to the back line. His ult also makes him a big target. They just kind of kill you, really. People save their ults for you, and a lot of Hulk players use his ult incorrectly. They use it as a way to survive. They're about to die. They ult. They get 1400 HP, and they try to contest point. That's not how his ult should be. His ult should be like a lock. Like you've already started winning the team fight. You already got a pick on the tank. So you go in the back line, you ult, and then you usually will kill both supports and another DPS. That's how his ult should be used. It should be used aggressively. But people tend to use it defensively to try to contest points for a little longer. Not a bad strategy. It's just not optimal, I don't think, for Hulk. And there are a lot of counters to him. And his ult grab's not that useful. His ult is not that useful. Also, his juggle ability is actually pretty difficult to do. You have to hit someone, jump up into them, hit them again. It's actually rather difficult. And it takes a long time to actually kill them, just because it's kind of a slow damage thing. So people can get healed while they're doing it. It's also limited by map. Sometimes objects, terrain, walls will get in your way, and it just doesn't work. You'll do the combo, but they'll slightly get hit by the wall, and they'll bounce off, or you'll try to knock them up again. They'll hit a wall. Things like that happen. So it's kind of, he needs a lot of things to go right for his ult combo thing to work. So all in all, B tier. Iron Man, I'm actually going to put an S tier. Iron Man's still really good. He's a flyer. He's got a great ult that can one-shot, 3 people. You flank around, you do the ult to the back line. Reliably works. He also has a really strong beam. He's good. Very, very good. Probably the worst S tier. He'd probably be down here, right? Probably the worst S tier. But I would still consider him S tier. His beam is really strong. He has the AoE, his normal shots, and they're not that bad now that they got buffed a few times, I think. And I mean, the only really bad part about him is his mobility is a little awkward. His little fly and his missiles is the worst ability in the game still. So he is S tier, but like bottom S. If you want to put him in top A, you can. But I'm going to put him in S just very, very barely in S. Jeff the Land Shark. Jeff the Land Shark is B tier. Now, without ults, like if no one had ults in this entire game, Jeff would be the best support by far. He's a sniper healer. He can heal a lot. He can heal. He's got bubbles. He's got CC with his little pistol shot. You know, but ults exist in the game, and Jeff is honestly he's probably worse than Groot. Jeff, his ult sucks. Even with the little healing pool he got, it heals 100 per second, and it's a small area, and it lasts half the time that any other support ults do. Honestly, Jeff probably just needs a completely new ult. He does, and the reason is pretty simple. Jeff ult feels bad. Okay, first of all, before it left the puddle, your healer, one of your healers was just removed from the game. He removed himself from the game and he can't heal you anymore. That's already like a huge detriment. Two, even if he can grab a lot of people in his ult, they don't take a lot of damage inside his ult. So unless they were already under half HP and they're not a tank or they're not like a some DPS who has a lot of health, they're probably not going to die in his stomach. So it doesn't deal damage. And even if he grabs people, he still can't heal people. You know what I mean? He still can't heal while he's transporting enemies. So you're still down a healer. It's also super map dependent. You have to throw them off cliffs. You got to run off cliffs. There are maps where there's just no pits. And the pits that do exist are super far or hard to get to. And it's just not doable. But the other thing, and this is the most important thing about Jeff's ult that really holds him back. It feels bad. And that's the problem with Jeff. It feels bad. Both to use, because most of the time you're gonna die using his ult, but also it feels bad to land it. If you land it, then your opponents feel bad. They can't do anything. There's like, oh, there's a pit right there. He's gonna run off the edge. He killed 4 of us. Stupid little shark with a super situational ult. But that situation happened to come by in my game, so we lost. That's incredibly annoying, incredibly frustrating. It just feels bad. But it also feels bad to use because you die a lot. Jeffs mostly die in the ult, and that's because of things like Magneto ult, Iron Man ult, super, super easy. But even non-ulting abilities. Human Torch can throw down fire pits right where you're going to spawn, and then just cannonball into you. Everyone knows exactly where you're going to be when you are going to come out of your ult, so everyone can very easily prepare to shoot you. Also, the hitbox thing is weird because the hitbox isn't his little fin like it normally is when he's in his dive. It's the hitbox of whoever the biggest person he eats or something. So it's actually really easy just to shoot him. You can just shoot him and he just dies because essentially he's just walking, right? He's just walking toward a cliff. So it's kind of easy to kill him as long as you're a character who can deal damage and can kill him. So Jeff, but again, Jeff's healing, without ults being in consideration, Jeff's healing is the best in the game. He's also the safest against divers with his bubble dance and his ability to do wall runs. Even though it is a limited meter now, it still is super good against divers. And his beam can also hit flyers relatively easy. It doesn't do much damage, but it can help your team kill them, or it can at least help dissuade them from being so brazen where they can just fly around corners and not be concerned about damage at all. And Jeff's beam doing damage now also helps with things like breaking Groot Wall or destroying terrain to help your team. So Jeff's beam being able to do damage now is actually really good for him. But his ult really, really holds him back. Really, really holds him back. Loki, S tier. Loki will probably always be S tier because his ult can be any ult in the game. He can just become Hela, But his immortality feels really good. I mean, his clones, he kind of struggles with divers when he doesn't have his immortality field because his stealth isn't that great or whatever, but still S tier. And there is a skill stealing tool toward him. Being able to copy people's ability in the middle of a team fight can be difficult. You have to find the right one. It is possible you misclick and copy the wrong person, which sucks. They can also die like far away from you where you can't copy them. And I mean, there's a lot of bad stuff that can happen with Loki. So there's a high skill ceiling, but he's also really good. The only thing that really holds Loki back is his inability to heal flyers. Because his beam is kind of an AoE, you want to shoot at people's feet. And you can't shoot at their feet and hit the ground below them if they're flying through the air. And there's more flyers now. So that's holding Loki back. If we keep getting flyers, Loki might actually dip down to A tier. If flyers become so prevalent and he has such a hard time healing them, he might dip down to A tier. Luna Snow, S tier. Any surprise? Best support all in the game. She's got a freeze. She's got damage boost. She's got a huge AoE cone. It's crazy. Magik. So Magik, I'm actually going to put in A tier. Magik keeps getting buffs for no damn reason. She's also a simpler version of Black Panther and similar version of Iron Fist. All divers are kind of the same, but all of Magik's abilities get funneled down to one ability. If she lands her dash, she does a specific combo afterwards, and you die. So really, all you need to do is get good at positioning and hit one dash, and then just know the sequence of button presses you need to do to kill the person after you land the dash. She's super linear as a champion. I do not like her at all because of this. She's so linear. She is essentially one ability. If you land the dash, you knock them up, you do the thing, you kill everybody. It's kind of lame, kind of basic. Her ult's really good. She can dodge abilities with her little portal things, makes her very annoying to deal with, especially in her ult. So I think she's got a good team up with someone. She's got a good team up with someone now, but team ups don't count, but it does help. And they keep buffing her for no reason. Also, side note, I do not think any melee character should have a melee weave. I hate that. Why would you give them? It's like such spastic gameplay. They're already melee. Why would you make it so they have to hit and then hit again? Lame. Magneto, A tier. Magneto's just boring. That's it. He's just boring, but still solid. Wall shield that can absorb an infinite amount of projectiles. Good bubble, save yourself, save teammates. Kind of sucks against Wolverine. Good ult, counters. Support ults can counter offensive ults too, like Star-Lord or Punisher. Still great, just boring. Mantis, S tier. Go behind, Jesus. Great ult, support ult. Gets everybody bonus health, movement speed. She can then switch to damage boosting everybody. She does a lot of damage. She has a great sleep, just like Luna has her snow. It's kind of the same exact ability. Just great. Kind of unremarkable, but kind of great. Just, kind of basic. Does a lot of damage. Sniper shots, whatever. Moon Knight. Moon Knight is B tier. Moon Knight's great, I guess, in situations. He's good against a lot of melee people, and he's good against people who like to group up. Gets his ult charge really fast. Onks are good. He got buffed where he has 2 boomerangs now, so that's nice. Ult's still good at getting people off of point, and really good at flanks. He's got good mobility. Struggles a lot against flyers, though. A lot. Almost so if there is more than one flyer on the team, even if they're not doing that much for the enemy team, you should probably switch off Moon Knight. That's how troubled he is with flyers. Also, his relationship against divers, like when they're trying to kill him, very hit and miss. There's always the meme where a diver gets on and Moon Knight throws down an Ankh on his feet, then he just starts attacking the Ankh, hoping that it kills everybody. There's a lot of truth to that. A lot of truth to that. And it's because, he just kind of struggles a lot. Namor, A tier. Namor's great. His ult counters support ults. He has a good fire ability with his bubble. He can slow fall. His turrets do a lot of damage. Good sniper shots. He can get headshots. Pretty good. Nothing much to say about Namor. He's good. He's solid. He's great against divers. He's good against flyers. He goes into a lot of team comps. And his ult being able to counter other support ults is a huge boon for Namor. So Namor's great. Penny. Penny C tier. Penny is the most situational one. Now, Her team up with Rocket, again, we don't count team ups because they exist. They're power that comes from outside of your character. But her team up with Rocket's really strong, and it puts her probably into B tier. But right now, her power alone, C tier. Very situational. Very like if you can't let them capture a point or they win the game, you go Penny. It's a Penny angle. Very situational. Her ult's fine. She can headshot now. That's cool. Her mind's slow, which is actually pretty good. But also, she's supposed to be like an anti-dive people, right? If they have a lot of dive characters, your tank picks Penny, so your support's playing her Penniness. But that doesn't really happen. It's just I don't really see them dying that much when they go on supports. It's much more that you pair people who can pull, like Spider-Man or Bucky, really, and you pull them into Penny mines, and that's what gets the job done. And you do that to frontline people, the DPS people or tanks. You do that to them, and that's how you win the game with Penny. And she's also very map dependent. Hiding Penny mess. Sometimes the safest place to hide them where they can't be destroyed easily means Penny can't go help the backline. She can't really stay on point all that well. So Penny's C tier. Psylocke. Psylocke's B tier. Great ult. Probably better than Black Panther and Iron Fist. She has a shotgun. She can do poke damage at range. It's not much, but it is something. She has a good dash. She has stealth. She's able to run away really good. Her ult is really strong, which is the main thing. It's basically like an AoE Black Panther ult. You don't have to aim, and just kind of she can move while it's working. So pretty great. I believe it can even kill through support ults if the support is the only one there and the timing's right, or if someone else is helping you. So that's good. Spider-Man, C tier. Spider-Man's complicated. Sometimes Spider-Man is just a nightmare to deal with. He's zipping around, pulling people off ledges. He's impossible to kill, impossible to shoot. He kills you. You come out of spawn. He ults you. You come out of spawn. He pulls you off the cliff. There's so many things with Spider-Man. But he's really held back by how complicated he is. Most Spider-Mans aren't that good. Yeah, most Spider-Mans are just going to die. And that's fine. This is a good tier for Spider-Man with how high-end he is, with how high skill ceiling he is. When you get to, like, platinum and above, they really start to perform. But his strength on his own isn't that great. Most of your Spider-Mans are probably only going to get kills with their ult. And that's just how that goes. Rocket Raccoon, A. His ult is great, but it can be misplaced and can just be destroyed, which is definitely a counter. His team up with Penny's good, but again, we don't count team ups. His healing's good. He can heal around corners, but his healing is reduced unless he gets a direct hit, which is a great way to keep him more involved in the fight. He gets movement speed and he runs faster when he's running on the wall, so that can help him evade. He also has 2 dashes and a slow fall, so he can delay his death quite a bit against divers, but not as much as Jeff. But his ult's better. He also has the problem where he doesn't deal damage. His machine gun really only does damage if they're close. So really good against Hulk or tanks who try to dive when he can just light them up with his machine gun. But because he has to switch between healing and shooting, it's the same problem that old Jeff had. His damage is always low. You're basically playing without another support's damage, which it's not high by any means, the support's damage, but it is a few thousand. By the end of a game, if it's 2 full rounds back and forth, Jeff is going to have 10,000 damage. Rocket's going to be at like 3,000 because he just doesn't do that much damage that much of the time. So he's A tier. His revive, though, is really what helps him. His revive is so strong that it almost puts him in S tier. In fact, I put him above Magneto. Because if your tank dies and then your tank gets revived, that's essentially like an 800 HP heal. If you think of his revive as that, it's real strong and can help delay or even turn the tides of battle. If your tank goes 1 for 1, but then he gets the revive, he basically didn't go 1 for 1. He just killed someone for free, which is really great. Moving right along, we got Scarlet Witch. Top of C tier. Scarlet Witch, still pretty pretty simple. Her ult's a little better. Definitely does a lot. Basically an infinite amount of damage now. But you can still just kill her. Still just interrupt her. Her team up with Doctor Strange is really good, but we don't count team ups. And yeah, she's good against divers. That's her main role. Is that if you want a DPS who can flank to kill healers and can help out your healers and deal with flankers, that's when you pick Scarlet Witch. When their healers are a problem, but also their divers are a problem, that's when you pick Scarlet. And she does great. Squirrel Girl, A tier. Squirrel Girl does a lot of damage and a lot. I have not noticed her team up with Iron Man a single time. I don't think they even really play together, so their team up's almost completely a non-factor. But she can bind people who try to dive, like Hulk, or if she gets lucky and hits Black Panther. But really, she's good against Iron Fist, and I think Wolverine she's also good against. But her bind's really good. She does a lot of damage, struggles immensely with flyers, and that's to be expected with how her main fire works, how her projectiles work. Her ult is also not that strong, but she just does so much damage to tanks. She can break root walls so fast that I would put her in A tier. Yeah, that's it. Star Lord, S tier. Star Lord's great. He can flank. He can poke at range. He's basically a flyer. He has such little counterplay, actually, and that's what makes him S tier. Not only does he work against a lot of things, his omnidirectional shot means he can dive supports and you can just kill them. You can also use that to kill other divers because he doesn't have to aim. He just has to be around them and they will die. Same thing with his ult. It just auto-locks for him. But also he can flank. He can deal damage at mid-range. He can deal damage to tanks. He's all around super solid. He has a dodge, which has no counterplay. Because if you think about how his dodge works, first of all, it's a physical dodge. It moves him through space. So if he's coming at you and you shoot at him, he can physically move out of the way with his dodge. But if you wait and he starts to dodge and then you shoot him, guess what? You hit him in the middle of his dodge, doesn't count. You get the little armor signal. He's immune to damage when he does his little dodge for some reason. So even if you wait and catch him in the middle of his dodge, he's immune to damage. But also, if you wait till after he's completed his dodge, he gets armor now. So now, even if you hit the shot after his dodge, you've done no damage because he got armor. It also reloads his gun, so it's also an offensive tool as well as a defensive tool. So that ability is a perfect ability. There's no counterplay. It's very unfun. I do not like it at all. But he's super strong. He's good against most team comps. Most things. Real good. Storm. B tier. So Storm is a flyer. She has damage boost. She has movement boost. She's pretty situational. It's kind of hard to hit her shots. Her ult's still good. Her ult with Jeff is great. Can counter support ults. You won't be able to kill a support through a support ult, but because she sucks them into her tornado, they stop getting the healing, I think, from other supports, and you can take them away. So she can kill people through a support ult, but not the support herself, if that makes sense. But she's really good. Her damage is kind of hit and miss, though. She kind of does need to hit a lot of shots. They're not the easiest shots to hit. Also, in order to get the most out of her, she needs to play a little low to the ground so that your team is getting the speed boost or the damage boost. Most flyers like to be far in the air. They don't want to be close to the ground. He's like, what's the point? You know what I mean? That's the kind of their whole thing. Punisher, S tier. Punisher's great. He's great against a lot of team comps. He can shoot flyers. He breaks root walls. He can kill tanks. He can zip line to the back line, kill backline. He's great. His ult's still good, immune to CC. His turret makes him immune to CC. His turrets can be set up on the payload. Super strong, all around character. All around great. Thor. Thor is S tier now. Thor is real strong. Real strong. They keep buffing him for no reason. They've kind of surgically removed any counterplay from Thor. Thor used to be when he awakens, he can't use any other abilities. He can't get any more shields. He was supposed to be I've gone all in on damage now. So that's what I'm gonna do. Uh, but they removed that. Now he can cancel it. His awakened form. When he comes out of awakened form, he has a hammer, so he can fly if he needs to. So even if he goes into awakened form and you knock him off a cliff or something, he can just cancel and immediately fly out. And also because his bubble gives him Thor Force now. It grounds people like crazy. He can spam his awakened form. He's kind of always in his awakened form, and there's really no downside to it. He tears people up now. He can pseudo, I want to say pseudo kidnap tanks and stuff because he can just kind of keep pushing them. He doesn't kidnap them far, mind you, but he does keep pushing them, and he can be very annoying to deal with. His ult's also good with damage boosts. It can one shot through support ults, which is nice. But he's super reliable, super strong. The only reason he's only held back by him not having a shield, so he kind of can't solo tank, but he is incredibly strong. And his bubble grounds now, which is incredible because not only does that mean um, that he can help his backline deal with divers, he can help his front line deal with tanks. Angela can't go through his bubble. Strange can't fly away from his bubble. It's super good. Super, super good. So yeah, Thor. I mean, that's almost a permaban. Venom, C tier. Venom, probably top of C tier. Venom is fine, basically. He's kind of lackluster. The reason he's lackluster is because he struggles at killing backlines, especially by himself. He needs a lot of damage boost in order to kill people with his ult. He also needs to time it well with his little tendrils. And the slow on the tendrils isn't that much. Most supports can find a way to get away from them, go up a wall, do lots of stuff in order to avoid dying. But yeah, he can reliably get to the backline. He can reliably harass the backline, and he can reliably survive by swinging away or using his shield to get basically to full HP. If he's getting healed when he does that, it can be very hard to kill him. But he doesn't do much. He really just doesn't do much. There are a lot of counters to him. A lot of characters you can pick to deal with him. Wolverine, Bucky, Emma. You can pick a lot of characters, and they can deal with him. Also, supports can kind of reliably get away from him a lot of the time. So Venom has to get pretty high up on his skill level in order to really start doing stuff. Bucky, S tier. Bucky's great. Got a pull. He has grounding on his uppercut now. He gets 2 charges on his big slow. His ult's still good. Still very, very strong. And most importantly, and this is a kind of a common factor with the S tiers, they go into any team comp. Bucky can help with anything. He can help with divers. He can help with flyers. He can help with tanks. He can do quite a lot by himself. He's one of the most self-sufficient characters. He gets armor on all of his abilities. He can survive a lot. It's not like he doesn't need to get healed, but he's so strong on his own that he really doesn't need other people. He really does. Wolverine, B tier. Wolverine kidnaps tanks, and that's kind of useful. But most tanks have a way to get away from him. Really, it's only Groot and Magneto that really struggle at dealing with Wolverine. Everybody else is fine. Emma can just kill him. Venom can swim away. Portal can fly away. Angela can fly away. Thing you can't kidnap at all. Thor can just awaken and kill him, or just fly away. There are so many counters to Wolverine. It's kind of nuts. His damage is also super reliant on his rage meter. He can, however, with his ult, kill tanks by himself without rage meter, and he can take supports out of support ults and kill them, away from them, which is very strong. That's very, very good. It's just situational, hard to do. Map reliance. People kind of have to not know that they can do that or not play against that a lot. So overall, he's B tier, probably better than Moon Knight. But yeah, B tier. Fantastic. D tier. Still sucks. He's good against divers, I guess. Fine against tanks, I guess. Can't do flyers at all. He lasts a long time. I'd probably put him at the top of D tier for how long he lasts. I mean, he lasts a minute between him getting a lot of health when he gets all big, or when he gets all square, does that little immune thing. Very strong, very very strong at lasting long. That's it. He can't do anything else. He can last a while, but yeah, D tier, not great. Sue, probably the weakest support in S tier, might even be lower than Cloak, but I am going to put her in S tier. The reason she's in S tier is because she has a high skill ceiling. She can push people off cliffs. She can, as long as your teammate is looking correctly, she can block ults with her little contact lens shield that she gets. It's pretty good. Also, her ult. People don't like her ult. It doesn't last as long, but now that it has an AoE slow in the middle, and most importantly, she can put her ult on a team fight and then just hide away from it. People don't understand how strong that is. She doesn't have to be inside her ult. You can mess it up. You can ult in front of you, intend to move into it to survive someone because you need to put it there so they can contest point. So you go into it and then you die before and you mess up. But just because you can mess it up doesn't mean it's not strong. She is very strong. I would even put her above Cloak for all those reasons. Her shield's really good. Her invisibility is really good. She just struggles more with Cloak than with Divers, but she's better against basically everyone else. Because she can go invisible, it's very hard for snipers or flyers to find her. Divers, on the other hand, they have such AoE big attacks that they can just accidentally hit her when she does her double jump. It's very hard for her to time it sometimes. But other than that, yeah, all around, super great. Now, Human Torch. Also, A tier. Human Torch is great. The problem is he has a weird movement ability thing he needs to do. He has to basically melee weave in the air and it like moves his hitbox. It's very spastic. It's very you have to just kind of spam it. But he's very situational. A lot better than he used to be. But his shotgun pellets are still, not that useful. His dive bombs are great to get away from Spider-Man or other divers, but doesn't do too much. He's also a situational character. Damage dealers want to look at someone, press a button, and then kill that character. Torch has to look at someone, then paint a little square of fire around that person in order to kill that person, typically. And that just makes him like a two-step character when all the other damage characters are one-step characters. They look at someone, they push a button, and that character dies. He has to look at the ground and do things, which makes him very, very not weak because he's an A tier, but he's just one notch below the other damage dealers. His ult's also not that great. Very situational. Good for chokes. Good for killing people who come out of spawn and stuff. But other than that, his slam's also really good. Can counter Jeff ult. Can do a lot of stuff, but that's about it. The Thing, D tier, the worst tank in the game, and he's even more worse than Mr. Fantastic. And here's why: you just shoot him. You just shoot him. The tank does more damage to himself than anyone in the entire game because of how fast his shields fall off. From his haymaker to his dash, the second you're done, the shield is basically gone. Like Thor can gets his shield and they stay for a while, and that's what makes him tanky. That's what makes him good. The Thing has the opposite problem. They don't stay at all. The Thing is by far the squishiest tank in the entire game, and that doesn't even make sense. He has damage reduction, which I don't even notice. I don't even notice the Thing's damage reduction. Like, he has it. He has damage reduction. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a bug from his release where the damage reduction didn't apply. Because I've never seen, like, Cloak ult, and then Magneto's going to ult to counter him, and the Thing does the damage reduction onto his Cloak, and that saves the Cloak from Magneto ult. I've never seen that happen. I've never noticed it. Maybe because it's not visual enough. It's just a little ring of rocks around them. When Magneto ults or bubbles or Hulk bubbles, you can see the bubble. You can see it take the shot. Maybe that's the problem with the thing. It just lacks visual clarity, but I cannot see his damage reduction ever truly working. His ult, well, it goes through shields. Not that great. And it's mainly because while he's the squishiest tank, he also doesn't do any damage. That's supposed to be his whole role. But if he ults two supports, he barely has enough damage to kill one support. They have to be standing exactly on top of each other for him to actually be able to kill two people. If they're off to the side, he can't do it. So the thing is so terrible. Also, he can't deal with flyers. Like at all. Yeah, I know they gave him a jump and it grounds them or whatever. It doesn't do anything. His jump is way worse than Thor's little bubble. And because of how many buffs Thor has got, there's basically no reason to play Thing. There's no reason. Thor is more mobile, does more damage, is more tanky, has a better ult. It's his ult even stuns now. You know what I mean? So it's like there's no reason to play Thing if Thor is open. Emma is S tier. Emma's great. All around tank. She's got a shield. She's got damage reduction that you can actually notice. She's got knockback. She's got a one-shot combo. She has mid-range. She can put her shield behind tanks to make it so they can't get healed. She can put it in the air to help block off flyers from camping around really oppressive corners. She's real strong. All around tank. That's why you see her a lot. Ultron, B tier. Ultron doesn't do any healing. Not really. He does a lot of damage, and he gets his ult charge way too fast. Way too fast. But other than that, he flies. He's kind of slow. He has a thing. He's really good for, supports who want to do damage and don't really want to heal. They want to put the drone on somebody and then fly away and do their own kind of combat, and they don't want to focus on healing. And that's why he gets his ult charge based on damage instead of healing. But all around, not that strong. At high elo, he can be real oppressive. They flank. They're really good at landing that little burst at the end of his round. But other than that, by himself, typically, he's not going to be that big a threat to you. Phoenix, A tier. Phoenix is really strong, but she's basically just a weaker Hela. And that's because she's a situational Hela. Hela sees someone and she just kills them. Phoenix sees 2 or 3 people and she can do a lot of damage to them, but she has a hard time killing people, which is her problem. If someone's by themselves, it's hard for Phoenix to really do anything. Her ult's good. It counters rocket ult, and you can destroy penny mines and other shields or whatever, but doesn't do that much damage, can't really kill people. And she's just situational. If a lot of people get through a choke or whatever, she can blow them up and deals a lot of damage. But the problem with that is she deals a lot of little damage to a lot of people, which just helps healers get a lot of their ult charge because they just heal everybody back up to full. So it's better to just play Hela and do all your damage to one target and kill that target than to do 1/4 of everyone's HP to 5 people because the supports are just going to heal and just get a lot of ult charge. Kind of the same problem that Moon Knight has, where he does a lot of spread out damage, and that can just give the enemy team ult charge. So Phoenix is just a situational Hela. If Hela's open, play Hela. If Hela's banned, then you can play Phoenix. Or if you she is a little more survivable. She has one more dash than Hela does. She has some healing, but that's not enough to get her in the S tier. Blade, D tier. Blade sucks. He sucks a lot. He has anti-healing, and I feel like they're so scared of anti-healing being strong that they make characters who have anti-healing weak. He can't break root walls. He just struggles a lot with dealing damage. I mean, that's kind of his whole thing. And it's mainly because I don't know why his shotgun. He's a shotgun and sword character that doesn't do damage at close range. Does that make sense? He doesn't deal damage at close range with a shotgun and a sword. That's insane to me. I have no idea why his shotgun has like this weird mid-range only damage where it does a lot of damage if you're at the exact range. Just have it do that damage at all ranges. His attack speed keeps going up when he gets in the vampire mode. There's no cooldown. That's cool. He gets damage reduction. He can block certain abilities like Jeff ult. Um, and his ult is fine if people decide to stand in a hallway of doom, but that's really not going to happen that much. Hela. Ooh, probably Deed here. Hela. Angela sucks. She's a flying tank, the first one, and she has so many things holding her back. So many things holding her back. She has a damage meter. She has a recharge on her grab. Her kidnap ability is not even that strong. It's not like Wolverine. Can't even go that far. Her damage is low. Her axes take her charge when they should build her charge. Her ult charge takes forever to get. And even by itself, their ult charge does like nothing. It is a setup ult. You need someone else to combo into your ult. And you would think that if you have an ult that is specifically designed to not do anything on its own, it just locks people down so that someone else in your team can kill them all. Why would it have such a long cooldown? It's like 1.5 times, a normal AoE kill everybody ult. So Angela's ult is abysmal, really. And she sucks, but she's a feisty redhead with a lot of muscle. I like her a lot, but she is terrible. Needs a lot of buffs. I would make it so her axes build damage charge, not take damage charge. And I would fix her shield. I mean, it's so bad. Which sucks, because again, she's so cool and she's very fun, but she is awful. Which brings us to the last character on this list, Doctor Strange. Now, this might be a controversial pick. This might be controversial. Doctor Strange is far and away the strongest character in the entire game. This is the Strange Zone. Doctor Strange is, I'm not even exaggerating, he is double the strength of any character in the game. He is double the character Loki is. He is double the strength that Luna is, that Hela is, that Thor is. He's the strongest character, far and away. He is so oppressively strong. And I'm going to break it down for you bit by bit exactly how powerful this man is. Okay? This is how strong this man is. First of all, he has the best shield in the entire game. It's huge. It's massive. It's bigger than me. Okay? It is crazy. Huge amount of HP on that shield. And you're not even going to believe this. He is the only tank in the entire game who can flick out his shield at a moment's notice. He's the only one without a cooldown. His shield is the best shield, and it doesn't have a cooldown. Angela, D tier Angela, garbage Angela, 350 HP Angela has a 2-second cooldown on her shield. Doctor Strange has a 600 HP shield that he can just flick out at a moment's notice. Insane. I can't even believe how good his shield is compared to every other shield. Same thing with Captain America. Same thing with Magneto. Same thing with all of them. The fact that he can flick it out at a moment's notice is insane. Not only that, but he can fly. He has a fly. This fly is so good because it leads into a hover. He can fly up really quickly, so he can avoid things like Jeff Ult. He can avoid penny mines. He can avoid a lot of stuff. But he flies up in the air, and he can hover. And here's the thing. He can do stuff while he flies. He can do stuff. He can attack. He can melee. He can cast abilities. He can shoot. He can shield. Which means he can fly up to block Hela ult. He can fly up to block Iron Man ult. He can deal with any flyer. He can fly up to combat them on their own turf. Like, I'll do it myself. He can fly up and deal damage. It's insane how versatile this guy is. He can fly to their backline to try and kill him. He can fly to his backline to try to save him or save their healers. He can do everything with his fly. It is Insane. Crazy insane, his fly. Not only that, we're not even getting there. Okay? We're not even getting there. He also has an AoE burst ability that does so much damage. It gets to 100 charge way too quick. It does so much damage in such a big area that it's almost incalculable how strong this burst ability of his is. And in theory, it's weak because or weaker because if he gets to 100 charge, he can't get healed, right? But I have never, and I mean never, in like 500 hours of playing, I have never seen a Strange a single time not get healed because he was at 100 charge. And more to the point, I have never seen a Strange die because he's at 100 charge and he can't use his D because he just used it. I have never seen that happen. Not a single time. It is a non-factor. And I think it's because this is something where like he has to hold the 100 charge for like 2 seconds before it actually applies the non-healing status effect. So insane. Next, his ult is one of the best ults in the game. AoE stun, does damage, leads into his combo, can kill 2 supports by himself. He can kill through support ults by himself. It is an insane ult. Insane ult. Now, a lot of people, because he's been in the game since the beginning, a lot of people understand like how to block, how to avoid. They know when he's going for it. They see him flying around with his little cross legs above a corner. They can see him going for it. So they know how to play against it. But by no means is that weak. Just because you know how to counterplay against doesn't mean anything. It is so incredibly strong. It can even be used defensively to help kill divers to prevent your backline from getting one shot. It can do everything. Now, not only is all of this true, I'm gonna tell you guys some stuff, and this is incredible. Not only is all of that true, he has not one, not two, but 3 different animation cancels that he can do. He can shoot and then cancel it with his shield. He can shoot and cancel it with his melee wave. He can shoot and he can cancel it with his burst. This means, folks, that when he lands his ult, he can shoot, melee weave, explode, shield, shoot, melee weave. He can do that whole combo off of his ult, and he can kill 2 people reliably as long as he lands the ult. That is so insane. He's the only character where learning the animation cancel, learning the reload cancel is necessary. He is so strong. So impossibly strong that he can do all that combo. That should all be removed from his kit. He should not be able to animation cancel a thing, let alone all of that. But that's not all. Because we need to get to the meat and potatoes of why he's in his own strange zone up here. Why he's twice the character that any of these S tier characters are. You want to know why? It's because of one ability that's not even an ult. It's his teleport. By far, the strongest ability in the entire game. By far. Stronger than any Luna ult. Stronger than any support ult. Stronger than 2 support ults. That's how strong this normal ability is. Because here's what it does. It allows your team at the start of the game and at the end of the game, as long as it's a back and forth fight where it gets to overtime on each point, it allows your team to get a second bite at the apple for point. When your entire team dies, your Strange comes out of spawn, he teleports. He can get everybody immediately back through for a whole second fight. That is so it's immeasurable. It's immeasurable how much of an impact that has. There is no other character that can do that. No other character that can take their entire team out of spawn and just put them on point. You should count and keep track of how many games you win or lose where your Strange teleported your team to point or their stream teleported their team to point. It is so insane. He is the only character in the entire game that every player needs to learn. Because what should happen is if your team doesn't have Strange and you're on point, you're fighting, the first person who dies should immediately switch to Strange and immediately start teleporting in order to give them a whole second fight. It is so insane how strong he is. Far and away the most powerful character in the entire game. If he was released now, like if everyone, like if Doctor Strange wasn't in the game at the beginning, if everybody was playing with these characters who have 1 second cooldowns on their shield, 2 second cooldowns on their shield, they were playing with Thing, who can't even reliably kill one support when he lands his ult. And Strange came out today in season 4, right now, as he is, there would be riots. Everyone would be like, this is the death of Marvel Rivals, because this character is so oppressively strong. So crazy strong. Strange gets his own zone. It's honestly everything about him deserves nerfed. His teleport should be removed from the game. I hate it. All of his animation cancels should be removed. The damage on his burst should be cut in half, probably. And he should get actual anti-healing. That should imply instantly. It should imply instantly. The second he gets 100 charge, he cannot get healed by anything. This is the best tier list. This is the only tier list with no nonsense. This is the only tier list that matters. Anyone else who has any other opinion other than mine is wrong and stupid. Nothing else matters. This is it. This is the official, real tier list. Do not mess with me. Don't at me. This is it.